Guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Rant, the show where we try to take general topics in the fitness world and we talk about it and we discuss it. So this week we have actually a question. And the question is from Lawrence, and he asks, let's talk about bad doctors who tell you never to deadlift again because it's not good for your back. I think every single person that's training and doing physical activity have injured themselves at one point or another. And I think we've all experienced that going to that specific doctor sometimes do not give us the answers that we are hoping for or that we are looking for, actually, in that matter. I think to be really honest with you, I think it boils down to a couple of things. I think doctors are fantastic, and I think that they save a lot of lives, and they're an extremely important part of the community, especially the fitness community. But I do think that us as athlete coaches and general health and fitness enthusiasts need to understand a couple of things. The majority of people that injure themselves, let's now take it as a broader topic and not just focus on the back pain that he was talking about. I think in general, when we injure ourselves, the first person of contact is our physician or our home doctor or our primary care point where we start going into the system. Now, there's a couple of things you have to understand that when doctors study, so when they're still students and they're at med school and they're studying, and the first thing that they're studying is general medicine, which is a very general topic, and trying to get their fingers in all the pies and try to understand this massive complexity that we live in and that's wrong with the human body and how we can help it and how we can prevent it. And you have to understand that in that whole curriculum, most of the time, the amount that these doctors spend focusing on sports injuries are almost next to nothing. So I don't want to exaggerate, but as far as my awareness is that they spend around one semester where they have an elective course on it, and they dabble their fingers a little bit to this is back pain, that's the very severe ones, this is how you pick up on this. But they don't have a broad and a very focused point on how to deal with exercise physiology and pain or deadlift. So I personally think if we can educate a little bit better and also have a better understanding of the entrance into the system, meaning not if you have a specific back issue in not going to a general physician, sure, that might be the first step for a lot of us to get us into the system and then we specify from there. But you also need to understand you need a point of contact where you know this person has experience in this field. Because to face it or not, most of the time when you have, let's take the back pain, for example, you have back pain and you go to your physician and you say, oh, I have extreme back pain, I was deadlifting and I hurt myself in deadlift. They're going to say, oh, cut out the deadlift. It's very much like the little meme that goes around. It's like, doctor, it hurts when I push here. And then the doctor hits it over the head and say, don't push there. It's very much like that. It's a quick, easy fix. Don't do it. Because it's a cause and effect. Don't do it. So by taking the cause away, you generally sort the problem. For the general public, this generally works where you go, oh, okay, you're not prepared for that, back off from that for a while and then introduce it. What I do think is us, meaning general fitness enthusiasts, we need to understand that our first point of contact sometimes need to be more specified. Meaning you might need to go to a physio, an osteopath, a chiropractor, where we have a more of a holistic approach and a more of a holistic view on the problem itself. Just for an example, back pain usually is not as severe as the patients make it out to be. but that doesn't mean it's not important for them. It just means us in the healthcare industry and the fitness industry need to make the patient understand that it's okay, it's safe, and it is good to do what you love. I don't believe that in any of these settings, meaning physio-chiro, osteopath, sports physician, I don't think that any of us needs to get to a patient or an athlete and say, hey, I'm going to crush your dreams. You will never do this again. Because this is experience that I've had before. I grew up, I developed osgood-slatters when I was a child. I was doing a very high level of gymnastics, and the doctor, I was developing knee pain, very bad knee pain. I couldn't walk up steps without being cringing in pain. And my doctor, home doctor, said, oh, you need to stop doing gymnastics and you will never do sport in your life again. This is, in my books, a big no-no from a healthcare physician. I personally think if your point of contact with your healthcare physician, they need to make you feel safe, they need to make you feel assured, they need to educate you, and they need to guide you through systems to do what you want to do and do what you want to love what you want to do. So to answer your question short, I think that these general first step into the healthcare system are not as educated and as experienced as more specialized people. So our jobs, meaning the person that you're liable to, which is yourself, need to understand that my first entry need to be maybe more specified. I hope I answered your question. If you guys like the content, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you disagree with me, I love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments. And if you like it, if you don't like it, see you next week. Peace.